Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new Mobile Pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to drf.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 12 at Churchill Downs on Derby Day Saturday is the Derby City Distaff, and it's a grade 1. Let's throw up the field. Fillies and mares going 7/8 of a mile, and we've got some of the better filly and mare sprinters in the country in this race, led by the 8 Serengeti Empress. And the connections have finally decided to concentrate on sprinting with Serengeti Empress. And listen, she can go 2 turns. She won the Kentucky Oaks last year, but with her speed, 7/8 is right up her alley.
Yeah, she proved that last time. And so I think you'll probably not see her try to stretch out again, Dan, because her ballerina, after not even breaking that well from the rail, she just showed huge speed in that race and probably ran one of the better races of her career.
When Serengeti Empress makes the lead, she's real tough. When you put another horse in front of her, sometimes she underperforms. Timeform US believes, don't worry, Serengeti Empress fans. She's probably going to get to the front in here, and I agree. Mia Mischief's fast. Mia Mischief doesn't want any part of an early duel going 7 with Serengeti Empress, because 7, there's an advantage for Serengeti Empress.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that Mia Mischief would want to get involved. I do think Mia Mischief will be close from her rail draw. I don't think she wants to get involved with Serengeti Empress in the early stages.
And let's talk about Mia Mischief. She won this race when it was known as the Humana Distaff in 2019. Here's the Madison. Mike, are you disappointed with this loss? She's got Guarana on the ropes. All she has to do is knock her out. And Guarana is very, very good, and it's a shame she's hurt right now. Mia Mischief just can't hold this lead, and odds-on favorite Guarana comes back and beats Mia Mischief. Do you think the 7/8 of a mile, and again, she's a grade 1 stakes winner at 7/8 of a mile, but do you think it's a little bit far for her, that she might be better at 3/4?
Probably better at 6. She can get to 7, obviously, but she's probably better at 6. I don't want to say I was disappointed with the loss last time, but certainly that's a race that she could have won and maybe should have won. You're right. She had the advantage there in the stretch and just couldn't get it done there. The other thing about that race that concerns me a little, Dan, is just look at the fractions of that race. I mean, they basically went 23:46 in a grade 1 sprint. They're going to go a lot faster in here.
She's So Majestic is the number 2. This one was claimed for $50,000 3 starts back, and she responded last time out over muddy going at Ellis Park. Let's watch that race. She was up close to the pace in here. She's on the outside in the green silks, and she'll eventually edge away from the horse to her inside to win. She's So Majestic was up close to the pace in here. Hard to imagine her up close to a Serengeti Empress-like pace.
Yeah, she does like to be forward in her races, but the pace is going to be a lot faster here, and she's facing much better horses.
You and I have always been fans of the 3 Wildwood's Beauty. She's run some nice races down in South Florida against slightly weaker competition. But you mentioned the pace situation in the Madison. She tried to rally from off of it, and it was just compromised her. I'm not sure she's good enough to win this race, but I think she can run better than the Madison given the right setup.
No, I agree. She likes 7 furlongs too, and she should have some pace in front of her here. I question whether she's good enough to win this race, Dan. She certainly had her chances, and she settles for second an awful lot. So we'll see if she can finally get it done. I'd probably be inclined to use her more underneath.
Speaking of horse that might have been pace compromised in the Madison was the 3rd place finisher, Bell's the One, who won the Churchill Downs 2 starts back, the winning colors going 3/4 of a mile when she got a little bit of pace. She beat Mia Mischief that day. I thought pretty much on the square. No excuses for Mia Mischief. Bell's the One's going to get a better setup. It's her 3rd start of the form cycle. She's an intriguing late runner at a price.
She is. She's going to have pace this time. Whether Serengeti Empress, it feels like even if she gets loose, she's going to go fast to get loose, and that's going to help Bell's the One. I mean, anytime you see Bell's the One in a race and she's within 2 lengths of the lead at the pace call, you know they're going too slow for her.
Crazy Sexy Money's up next, 50-1 on the morning line for a horse that's won 10 of 21 lifetime starts. 8 of 11 of those starts came at Arlington, 8 wins out of those 11 starts. So it was quite disappointing that she didn't fire last time out, going 7/8 over her preferred polytrack surface.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to make a case for this horse. She's a huge price on the line, and deservedly so.
Sally's Curlin, another horse that just didn't get pace in the Madison. She didn't break, and that's becoming like an issue for her. She hasn't broken in her last two races. Now, when the Hurricane Birdie 2 starts back, she got a really big pace, so it didn't matter that she broke slow. She probably got another good pace in here, but she's facing tough competition.
Yeah, she is. And she's a true one-run closer. So she wants Serengeti Empress to go flying out there on the lead, and then she'll see if she can come take advantage. I'm just not sure she's the best closer in the race, Dan.
Lady Kate, the number 7's kind of darned if she does and darned if she doesn't. If she runs on Friday, she runs against Monomoy Girl and Vexatious. If she runs here, well, she's got to run against Serengeti Empress and Mia Mischief and Bellafina and Bell's the One. She is in good form. Let's watch her last race going a mile in the Groupie Doll, a race in which she was able to get to the front. She set her rated pace. She's game in the lane. There just was no closing going on in this race.
Yeah, I mean, this is the right spot to run her in. I don't feel like they should run her on Friday. Not that it would be easy for her to win this race, but I think shorter's better for her. We'll see. She can't make the lead in here, Dan. I don't really feel like she's run a race that's going to beat this field. But this is certainly a better spot than the Friday race.
Our next two entrants ran 1-2 in the Grade 1 Ballerina last month at Saratoga. Let's turn into the stretch. Serengeti Empress in front. Bellafina has been stalking on the outside. It looks like Bellafina in the white noseband and the red, white, and blue silks has a shot right here. And she just can't push by Serengeti Empress, who is very game to win this race. Now, you can look at it as Serengeti Empress is very game, or you can look at it and say, well, Bellafina ran just fine in this race. Bellafina might not be the same filly she was last year at 3 or even as a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I couldn't take Bellafina out of that race, personally speaking. To me, Serengeti Empress ran so much better than her in the Ballerina last time that it's not even close. I think Serengeti Empress is the horse to beat in this race. I think she will make the front. I want no part of Bellafina.
Horse to catch, horse to beat, that's Serengeti Empress. And Bellafina, we don't want to give her short shrift. She's banked $1.6 million. She's a multiple Grade 1 stakes winner, and she's still running big figures in Grade 1 stakes races. She also has a nice amount of tactical speed. She'll probably get a similar trip as she did last time out in the Ballerina, stalking the pace. We'll see if she'll be able to punch it home. And to me, the most fascinating runner in the race is the number 10 CC, because she's certainly talented enough to win this race. She showed it with her victory in the Beholder. She showed it with her victory in the Apple Blossom, although she did get a perfect trip and setup in the Apple Blossom. Her last two races, Mike, she underperformed, including this effort in the Clement Hirsch, going a mile and a 16th. Now, she's been facing the scourge of the West Coast Distaff Division, going 2 turns, fighting mad in her last 2 races, but we see her floundering in third. That's not the CC we saw earlier this year. Maybe turning back in distance will wake her up.
I like the idea of turning her back. I just wish that they were doing it while she was in better form. I just don't really like her last 2 races. I'm hoping she can rebound. If she rebounds, I think she's a handful in here, but I don't really like her last 2 races.
Top pick time for the Grade 1 Derby City Distaff. You're a big fan of Bell's the One. She was pace compromised last time out. She should get a setup this time, and she's going to be a price.
Yeah, for all those reasons, I took her. She'll be a price in here. She's going to have pace in front of her. Anytime Serengeti Empress is in a race, they're going to go fast. And then when they go fast, it gives this horse her best chance.
I think Serengeti Empress is going to break and clear off to the lead. I think Mia Mischief is fast enough to break. Let Serengeti Empress clear off to the lead, get to the outside, and take her shot. She's got some back class. She's won at 7/8. I wish it was 6, but I respect her consistency. 1, 8, 9, and 10 for me. 4, 8, 1, and 10 for Mike in the Derby City Distaff, a Grade 1 at the Downs on Kentucky Derby Saturday.